today we'll not be focusing on coding. Today we'll be learning something new. And trust me, we'll be covering few things which are pretty interesting. Actually, when I saw this for the first time, I was also pretty amazed with this. So in today's tutorial, okay, we'll look into the list editing. If you are thinking, oh, list editing, it's like a primitive way and we know everything about it, I can bet you don't know all the things about list editing, okay, all the powerful stuff which you can do on the list editing things, okay. So in today's session, we'll learn a few shortcuts and options to help you to be more effective with respect to standard list UI, okay. We'll be covering topics like shortcuts, then there are properties, some properties through you can global properties through which you can drive the list editing things, okay, then user preferences, controls, ACLs, and more around it, okay. So let's get started, okay, and stay till the end of the video because you will get a lot of things out of it. I'll start with basic, but it will gradually increase and then you will come to know, okay. Hope this video will help you out. So let's go to our favorite table for this purpose, okay. So first of all, for the people who don't know what is list, okay, so I opened the incident.list and you can give it in the URL also, incident_list.do, and this is what you can see is a kind of list of records. So this is a first record, this is a second record, third record, and goes on, okay. So let's see first of all what exactly I mean with the list editing. So you can edit the stuff, okay, if you open this record. Yeah, if I open this record in a new tab, it will take some time, okay. Okay, so you can edit the stuff from here, okay. For example, I gave this undefined, okay. If I give them hello over here, okay, if I save, so we can save the record from here, okay. In this similar fashion, if you want to update certain things out, you can update those things from the list view also, okay. So for example, I will refresh it out so that you can see the update which we have done over there. Now if you want to change the short description, so if you want to change the text field, okay, your string field, you can say for example, Amit is good person, okay, I am really. So you can simply double click on it, okay, and then you can edit it out, okay. In the similar way, if you want to edit a choice field, you can again click on the choice field. For example, priority I'm clicking, okay, and you can easily change the values. So for example, I clicked on high, and it will move it to high. It should, but it's a priority field, so it will not go right because it has impact. It has a dependency on impact and urgency. So let's go with this. If I do it on hold, boom, it got updated with on hold. With the reference field, if you do the right click, for example, if you do the right click over here on system administrator, so it will open the system administrator record, which is not pretty what we want, right? So in order to do click, okay, on the reference field, what you have to do, you have to try to find some space, okay, means there's a box for this particular reference value, right? So just try, don't click on the text, okay, just find the right some empty space over there and then double click over there, okay, double click, and then you can see a smart window will open, okay, it's a reference field and you can give it a value. For example, I will give it to able tutor. Why should all the incidents should be with the system administrator, right? Let's give some incident to able tutor. So perfect. So this is a basic about list editing, which I think all of you must be knowing this thing, right? I know. Now let's increase the grade to a second level. Now, for example, if I want to update multiple records, okay, so how I can do that, okay? So in order to update a multiple record, there are two different ways for that. The first one is like for example, if I want to, this is a really good description, right, for the incident. So if I want to update it for other incidents also in a bulk, so I will not go and update it for each and every individual incident, right? If I want to do a bulk activity, okay, I'm so obsessed with myself sometimes I feel. So what you can do, on Windows machine, okay, you can simply have, I have clicked on this, as you can see here, highlight, just click shift and then you can select multiple rows. So as you can see, it's getting highlighted, right, with the blue color. Okay, that means this record got selected. Then I can again do the click. Okay, and if I do isn't good instead of good, if I put nice person, so it will get updated for all the 5 6 records. And one more thing, okay, I will do again, I messed one thing out. So if I again put it, and if I do click, so it will show how many records you have selected over here. So it's like 5 row will be updated. Yeah, we want to update. Let's, I missed the space over here. There should be space between nice and person, right? So in this way, the records are got updated. This is the first way out. There is another way through which you can do it. So you can simply have click. You can, if you want, if you don't want the sequential data, right? If you don't want to do the sequential record, you can click. Okay, now check it out over here, and then at the bottom you have this action on selected rows, right? So you can click over here, and here you will have an option. Where is that option? Or you can have it like this. I've checked it out, okay, and you have like update selected, update all. So if you do update all, it will update all the records. If you have update selected, it will check only the selected records. So if I click on this, so it will open a new form. Okay, here it's like a template kind of thing. Okay, so it will have all the empty values, okay, including priority also. Okay, so you can provide your values and it will get updated, whatever values you want to provide. Ideally number should not be there, okay, because it's a unique identifier, but it's there. So for example, I will give Amit, please, let's give something for you, please subscribe to my channel. This is quite important. Okay, subscribe. Okay, and if I update it out, okay, now let's see what happens. So now it got updated on all the selected records. Okay, and you can see the information are multiple records of multiple update complete, total records updated equal to 4. Okay, now we have seen how to update the single record. Now we see how to update the multiple records. Now let's start with our grade. Okay, suppose you have, and you can see, right, we can edit anything from the list view out of the box. So but suppose your organization has a parameter that they want to disable the list editing, okay, for anyone. Okay, so how they can do that? So basically for that there is a module, you can say there are properties, okay, which are already defined in ServiceNow. So you can enable those properties. So to navigate to that property, go to filter navigator, just type UI properties, I guess. Yeah, so UI properties, under system properties there will be UI properties. Okay, click on that, and if you click on that, you will see all kind of properties, okay, over there. And over here there will be a property. Let's there will be property to enable the list editing. Okay, there are lots of property. You can go through all the property. All the property will amaze you out. Okay, few of the properties will amaze you out. Oh, I can do this also. Okay, let's find. As I mentioned, there are a lot of properties, right? So list. So it shows over here, enable the right click to edit the context menu, attach it on this one. Display, glide list, list, impersonate. There should be enable list editing. So you can see over here, okay, enable list editing. Let's look at the name of the property is glide.ui.list edit. So it's by default set to true. Okay, if I make it false, let's mess with the system. I really don't like to do this, but I have to do it. Okay, So we have disabled it out. Okay, I will copy it out so that it will be pretty easy to find again. Okay, no bro. Okay, so what we'll do, we will disable this out. Okay, I think I have disabled, right? Let me check once. Yeah, we have deactivated it out, and let's see what will the impact of this. Okay, I will save, and now let's see what happens. Okay, so we have disabled it out. Now if I refresh the page out, okay, and let's try to do the click now. So let's try to edit the short description now. If I do now click anywhere over here, it's not editable. So this is a property which is quite useful if your organization wants that you should disable the edit option, list edit option only. Okay, few organization I've worked on also was requested this kind of property. Okay, but it's in the rare case scenario. So I will again enable it out. Okay, this is the first thing. I will save. Let's try if it started working again. I don't want to create average every time. I don't want to create only scripting videos. I want to create videos on the topic which amaze me, and probably it can amaze you also. So I've enabled the property, and now you can see we can again edit. Okay, now this is the first property. Now for example, your company is like, okay, it's fine, you should short description you can edit, right? But you should not allow the user to change the reference field. Okay, because this is not a valid thing, right? You should update the reference from the form itself, not from the list view. So how to do that? For this also there is a property. Okay, so again we will go to the user interface. Okay, under system properties there is a UI property, sorry, not UI properties, and there is a property, I forgot the name of that property, I just used it a long time back. Okay, so let me find it out. So there's a property where you can define the data types which you don't want anyone to edit. Yeah, so this is a property. So it's a list of element type, okay, comma separated, that cannot be edited, okay, in the list editor. So you can see by default it's HTML, document ID, condition, template values. You must have seen template values you can't edit, right? Price you can't edit, user image, all these things. Okay, you can add that particular value over here. Okay, there are a lot of things. Okay, if I let's try to add that. So if I go to incident, okay, and let's try to disable the edit access on the reference field. So I will right click on this. Okay, I will right click, show caller ID, and it will show the type. Okay, so type is reference. So let's copy the type. It asks for the data type. Okay, so you have to simply put a comma at the end. Comma is already there. I will put reference. Hope it will be visible for you. Let's zoom somewhat. So now I have added the reference over here. Okay, I will copy this because I don't want it to be non-editable. So I will save it out. Let's see the magic now. I know majority of the people will not be aware about these properties. I was also not aware, but yeah, I got it from somewhere and I'm sharing it with you now. So now we have added the reference also. So if I now click on this on reference field, I am unable to edit this reference field. Pretty amazing, right? I can't edit this out. So these were the two properties, okay, which I want to show you. Okay, I will again find that property. I don't want to disable that option. So I will remove it from here. So now moving on to the third point. So we have seen how to edit the field, different kind of field, how to do the how update multiples, how we can work. Then we saw if we want to disable list editing globally, how we can do that. Then we saw if we want to disable the list editing only for specific data type, how we can do that. Okay. Now the next point. Okay. If for an example, let's move to the security rules. Okay. So I will elevate my role. Okay, for this. So why I'm doing it, I will tell you. So I will give myself security admin. Okay. And if for example on an incident form, okay, there is a field called short description, okay, and you want only a user with an admin access can edit this field out. Now how you will do that? So there is no property as such for this, okay, but you can achieve it easily using the ACLs. You must be familiar with this, okay. So how you configure the ACL? Okay, you simply right click, go to configure security rules, okay, and then you define certain ACLs, okay. But I know one more trick, okay, through which you can do it pretty easily, okay. Now let's see how you can do that. So I will go to the incident form. I will reload the form once, okay. Now on our requirement, we have a requirement that we want this short description to be non-editable. It should be editable to admins only on the list view, okay. So how you can do that? Definitely you can achieve it only via ACL in a valid way, okay. So how you can do it? You can, the other way around is you can right click on the short description, and I think you must have not paid attention to this. So there is a property, there is a context menu called configure security, okay. So you can configure the ACL from here pretty easily, okay, without going into the ACL module also. So if I click on configure security, it will open the glide model. Pretty amazing, right? So here you can define the operation to the source. You can have execute, create, write, all kind of ACL you can define over here. So as you can see, I will not jump in all this. You can try it out on your own. But there is an option called list edit also, okay. So simply from here you can select the list edit, okay, and to whom all you want to make it available, okay. So I'll give with the role admin. For admins only, the short description should be editable on the list view, okay. This is the requirement. So I will click OK and it will save, okay. So what basically it's doing in the background, it's creating an ACL, okay. That's it. So let's try it out then. Okay, I will reload the form and let's try to edit the short description. It's editable for me because I'm an admin. Okay, let's try to impersonate with our favorite person on a favorite table, which is able tutor. So if I impersonate the able tutor now, and let's see, where's able tutor? Okay, and if I go to incident now, according to us, he should not have the access to edit the short description. So if we got the short description over here, we will click, and now you can see he is unable to edit this out because there is an ACL which got created from the form view. Okay, so this is how this particular property works. Okay, it's not a property, it's a new way I've shown you through which you can create an ACL role-based ACL pretty easily. Okay, now we have checked on the list properties also, we have checked on the ACLs also. Now we will check on the user preferences. So what is user preferences? First of all, try to understand. Now whatever we have seen till now It's like if you do these kind of changes, it will be applicable to all the users. Okay, it will be applicable globally. Okay, but if a user want if you want to set that restriction to a specific user itself, okay, so that particular specific restriction or a preference from the user himself is called a user preference. Okay, so for example, if being a user, okay, being a system administrator, if I want to change the list view, I don't want to see priority because I don't care about priority. Okay, so I remove the priority from here. So what it will do, it, it's not the default view now for me. Okay, this particular view, from this view the priority is gone, and it's gone only for me. It will not hamper the other people's UI feel. Okay, and what it does, it gets updated, it gets stored in a record as a user preference, that this is my preference in terms of list view. So how you can get that preference? So there is a model called user preference. Say if I go over here, okay, now just we have changed it out, right? If I um, if I sort it with updated by, okay, now you can see one thing. So we see here it got created. There is a module and this is a value. I will show you what exactly. So there is a one preference got created. Okay. So in this table, this preference gets stored. Okay, or the list preference and all that. Now on the list view only. So if I don't want to set it globally, right? So on the list column, okay, on the list column, there are few options. If I let's look into list control first. Okay, I missed the list control. So if I right click over here, okay, and if I go to configure and if I go to list control, so there are some additional options with respect to list which you can enable from here. There are a lot of options, few of which is like list edit type. So right now it's like save immediately, cell edit mode. So what it means ki as soon as you update a cell in a record, okay, the records get updated as soon as it gets updated. As soon as you either enter or you check the checkbox, okay, it will update the record and it can be seen in the work notes, okay, that this particular record got updated. We have few more options, which is the second one is save data by row. So it means that you can keep on editing cell by cell on entire row, and when you move to the next row, then it will be a bulk activity. So it will be a one-time update for all the changes you have done on that particular row. Okay, so in the first option, it's like every time you change anything on the cell, it will update. For the second one, it's like you can change whatever you want, okay, on the entire row. As soon as you move your focus from that particular row, it will update the record. Okay, so by default it's set to save immediately. And the third is disable list editing. So you can disable the list if you, so we have seen the global property, right? But if you want to set if you want to disable a list editing only for a specific table, for example, you are working on a table which is really carrying a really important information and niche information, and you don't want that particular table to be get updated by anyone from the list view, so you can disable the list editing for that particular table from your list control. Perfect. Okay, so there are a lot of options. You can omit the new button and all that from here, but for all these other options, it's pretty clear from the name itself what exactly it does. So I will not explain you all these things. This is the new thing which most of the people don't know, so that's why I have shown it over here. Okay, apart from that, now the last thing, what I missed, what else I know on the list view which I can share. So in the personalized list view, okay, if now we saw how we can disable it, the list view, list editing globally for all the tables for a specific table. Now if you want to disable it on a individual level, so on a personalized list column there is a checkbox called enable list editing. If we disable it, it will get disabled for that particular person. Okay, so you can do it, means you can set this default value for in terms of in user preference, okay, for this particular user, so that that particular user will not have the property, not have the rights to edit the list. Let's try it out. So I've disabled this enable list edit. If I click OK, and now if I try to click, nothing is happening, and I'm getting this weird, it's like stop sign kind of thing, okay, which indicates that I don't have a right to edit it out. The other option over there is like I will enable it out, okay, and it's like double click to edit, okay. So right now I am doing click right, and then I am getting the edit option. So if I remove this option in a single click only, it will update, it will show me the edit option, okay. So let's try this also, okay. I've disabled it, okay, and now if I click on this, within one click, I'm clicking only one time, okay, and the edit is happening, okay. So I'm not a big fan of this. I'm not in that much of a hurry that I can't click twice also, but this is also one of the option, okay. And the third option, now I've changed the list view. As you can see, I've removed the priority from here list view, right? If I want to revert back to the default view, okay, I can do that also. So how I can do that? You have a reset to column default button over here, right? If I click on that, it will get resetted to the system defined list view, okay. You don't trust me? Let's try it out. So if I click on this reset to column, okay, so now if I scroll over here, and you can see the priority is there. If I go over here, so previously the priority was, I have removed it out, but now the priority got added again. So this is the default list view. So whenever you create a lot of jumble in the list view and you are like, oh, my colleague has a really good list view, okay, which was provided by default. How can I revert back to that particular? So you don't want to ask him, bring your laptop to my table and I will copy it out. You can simply click on that reset list view, and now, and how you will come to know whether you have customized the list or not. So whenever you customize the list, then only you will get that button, okay? Because it doesn't make sense to give you button when it's not doing anything on the form, right? On the list, okay. So this is also one of the option, okay. So this is all. I think I found it pretty amazing in terms of list view, okay. More I know you must be knowing few of these things, or few people who are really good, okay, really smart, okay. Now they will be knowing everything, but from my side, I felt that this is thing that amused me out, okay, and it may be beneficial for other people also, so I am sharing this out with you guys, okay. So there was no code in this particular tutorial. If you, in this similar way, if you want to see, if you want to look into tips and tricks on any other things or any other modules or any other component, please drop a comment. I will create videos on the same also, okay. Please like, follow, subscribe, okay. And I'm really getting a good support from your side, okay. So keep your love and support with me. Let's learn together and grow together, okay. Till then, stay safe, not safe, stay safe, stay happy, and have a nice day. Good night.